Hi, everyone. This is Aaron Myers with Ishmael Interactive CX Pod. Today, I am joined by CEO Anna Monroe. Anna, we got a fun one today.
Okay.
Well, I re
I don't know. Which direction will this take?
That's always the question. Now,
Yeah.
I rarely date stamp us, but today I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
We are talking after the Super Bowl just happened.
I did not watch the Super Bowl in any way.
Oh, neither did I, but I did what I always do. I watched the halftime show. And
Okay.
then I went online and watched another halftime show, and then I went online and watched another halftime show because, there's many places to go now, and I like to be entertained.
Okay. Okay.
Now, the one of my heart, the one I have always watched since its inception is the Puppy Bowl.
I used to do the Puppy Bowl advertisements.
Yes,
They're
that's
so
why I'm
nice.
so excited.
They're
Uh,
so nice.
so the
It's just a long ago past life for anyone listening. Yeah.
So the Puppy Bowl this year, depending upon where you go, they're estimating between 12.8 and 13 million viewers.
I cannot imagine how anyone could choose anything other than this incredibly wholesome content to watch at any moment.
Now that is about 8 to 9%, and a little bit of wiggle room because everybody has viewership estimates that are in a range.
Okay.
8 to 9% of all the viewers of all the different halftime entertainment
Okay.
cho chose puppies.
I think that is culturally appropriate and should that number should only go up in my imagination. Yeah.
Almost 13 million in for a charity show.
Yeah, it is a charity. It's to, if I remember correctly, it's to kind of promote adoption, right? Because we would always have adoption drives beside
Yes.
the commercial shoots in like a different place, obviously. Don't want the puppies on the camera instrument or like, instruments or anything like that. So, or gear rather. Yeah, that's great. So it is a charity. So like between 12.8 and 13 million people like tuned in for something that promotes a charity, which is like kind of extraordinary actually when you think about it from that direction.
Doesn't happen that many times, and it's also existed for so long. They must really understand who they're trying to reach. How do you target when you're doing something like this? You were working advertisements. Who are they looking for?
Yeah, actually, yeah, they have been running for a really long time. And who are they targeting? I think that it probably started as like awareness, right? Like it probably started as like if you are in the market to get a dog, you might consider adoption instead of like going to a pet store. And so I think that that's probably where it started. And then figuring out that people actually really loved um, this sort of investment in the adoption process that is like juxtaposing this cuteness of puppies with like the very serious athletics that's happening like at the Super Bowl. These are some of the best athletes in the world. Really worked. And I think that that contrast is probably what appeals to a lot of the customers, the viewers that go to Puppy Bowl is would be my guess because like you're seeing these like incredible athletes at the height of their game, the best coaching, the best everything, best equipment. And then you're like, "Oh, and now like puppies for adoption?"
Yeah.
And that is really interesting because that's really non-obvious. Oh my God, I
No,
cannot believe we're talking seriously about Puppy Bowl and it's like customer research practices. This okay. I
I
did
I
truly a
had
delight. This has been truly a delight so far.
I had to sneak it in. I had to layer a few questions of puppies over the process of discovery because after all, we are Ishmael Interactive.
Yeah.
But there's
Yeah.
serious discovery here.
No, you're right. And a lot of cycles, right? A lot of discovery cycles. Because I don't know how long it's been running, but I shot those ads back in like, I don't know, the early 2010s or something, whenever I was still being a set designer. And they were already very big. They were already like an established thing. So that was over 10 years ago, far over 10 years ago. Yeah. So I think you're right. This is like customer research and discovery, just that's really worked in a funny way. Um, That's cool. Yeah.
It's it's also a very strict delivery because after all, you have a solid thing that is well defined that has to get out. You can't say you're going to be a day late when it comes out on the Super Bowl.
Yeah, actually, that's a really good point because back when I was doing this work, um, January was always this just like pell-mell thing with shooting Super Bowl commercials because there's no such thing as a reshoot, right?
Right.
And the puppies were particularly adorably chaotic. And so the delivery of that, kind of the coordination of all of the stakeholders, to even do the ads was an extraordinary kind of piece of work, right? Because, I designed all the sets. So I had to design all the sets and they had to be fabricated a certain day and you have to show up and that's sort of the gig. But like beyond that, then you have to like make sure that the puppies show up and you have to, and those are stakeholders, and then you have to have the whoever runs it. I don't even know who runs it. Those people show up and kind of everything meets together. And that's an incredible hurdle to overcome when you're talking about delivery. So this was sort of when I used to do Puppy Bowl, it was all about like the production delivery, the delivery of the commercial. But if you want to broaden that out and make parallels, there really is, it's like Alan said in his podcast where he was like deadlines matter. Like deadlines really matter because if you coordinate all the stakeholders right, then it like very much increases your chance of successful delivery. And I think that is one thing that always really frustrated me in the government was there, and I don't think it's just the government, right? I think this is endemic to organizations.
Yes.
There's this sort of latitude around deadlines, and I don't think that's because people like missing deadlines. I think that's because it is very difficult to get to the level of definitional clarity about what you're doing if you don't do like the discovery work, right? You have to do the discovery work and then you have to do what we call production. They're all right here, actually, all the guides right there. Um, to get to successful delivery. And if you have a hard deadline with the Super Bowl, like yes, that's very difficult, but it's also like not the reality of most things that most people do in the world. But maybe if you treat your large CX, DX process improvement innovation project like that, you will, I think, in fact, have a lot fewer problems. I think treating coordination as part of the stakeholder coordination as part of the real work of delivery is kind of understudied in large orgs.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I've recently been talking about this a little that delivery is the most under discussed topic in the field
Well,
altogether.
for years I said
Yeah.
I delivery guide I wrote last, and I wrote it last because um I was afraid it was just going to be a poster that just unfolded and said good luck. Like I was like, is there any generalized knowledge on this? And then I
I
realized
would have bought it.
100% there is. And, it has to do with change management. It has to do with training the teams. It has to do with marketing, which is like not something internal teams like kind of do a lot. And it has to do with sustainability, especially because you want to be able to get out of the delivery moment. Like the idea of like continuously working as a startup is very popular in some verticals and in some organizations, but it's not sustainable even if you would like to continue falling in love with your customer, right? That's just not really gonna work. So yeah, I think delivery, luckily, there is a lot to say, and I did in fact in the back of the delivery guide, I thank the film industry of the United States because the film industry, my years in the film industry and fashion taught me that
Very
there
strict on
a
delivery.
generalizable machine for delivery that doesn't matter what culture you are, what like
Yeah.
business vertical you are, there is a machine you can do. Um,
So to your point, as Alan said, deadlines matter, but
yeah,
deadlines to deliver on the right discovery.
right.
So one thing that I'm going to grab onto is you mentioned that the puppies are delightfully chaotic.
Yeah,
Um, as a longtime viewer myself, that is what is being delivered to me. That's what I'm tuning in for.
got it.
I want to see the chaos. I go for two things. puppies tripping over each other and delightful football-based puns because I'm also a dad and dad jokes are my privilege.
True. Yeah. Okay. That is so fun. I'm so glad the Puppy Bowl is still happening. And it's so well
Excellent.
attended. Like it's still thriving, I guess.
Record numbers.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
They were so fun. It was such a tough shoot because everyone was just like we all just wanted to hold the puppies. And so anyway, memories.
So, so Anna, thanks for joining us, especially on no warning. I kind of wanted to
I
sneak
feel
in a
like my outfit is
surprise.
too serious for this topic, but I didn't know what was happening.
The Puppy Bowl is serious business.
It's very serious.
Yes. And from us here at Ishmael Interactive, find us at YouTube and ishmailinteractive.com. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next recording.